We are back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We are trying to line this thing up here. Yeah, thanks to everyone for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that cool stuff. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Tonight we are going to be going over the upcoming Ethereum Improvement Proposal EIP 1559. It's also known as the fee market change for ETH 1.0 chain. So let's get to it. I'm just going to jump right into it. Not going to look at the chat just yet. I want to talk to you guys at the end and get your feelings on this EIP that they're looking to implement fairly soon, I believe. The research that I showed was possibly really soon, maybe by the end of this month or possibly sometime in the summer. I think it's going to be part of Berlin, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do enough looking into what it was going to be included in. More on just the EIP 1559 itself. So let's talk about it. All right, because there's a lot of uproar about this. There's a couple of groups of people that are not too happy about EIP 1559. That's the miners and the developers. The people who run Ethereum are okay with it, apparently. So, but the developers like dApps and stuff like that, they're not happy about this either, and we'll talk about why in a little bit. So EIP 1559 changes the Ethereum ecosystem in two main ways. It basically establishes a market rate for transactions to be included in a block instead of an auction method like we have now. It also, so that's the first thing. The second thing is it burns most of the ETH in the transaction fee, which is also referred to as gas, in the form of a base fee. So it's going to have a base fee that gets burned. Now, as a miner, you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, if I'm going to be mining this project, if I'm going to be submitting my hash power to the network, then where are my rewards? We're going to talk about it. So why is this proposal even being drafted and submitted? The main reason, I think, probably, based on what I'm reading about it, it's because of the fees, the incredible fees associated with transacting on the Ethereum network. Whenever things get busy and in high demand, we've all either personally experienced extremely high gas fees, or, in some cases, the gas fees have been more than the amount being transacted. You see people posting stuff like that on Twitter sometimes, where they're like, I just paid, and I've done it back when DeFi was, really huge, and I think I tweeted about it. I want to say I paid $24 for a $50 transaction or something like that. It was something pretty crazy, but we've all heard or personally witnessed that. So, yeah, crazy stuff. These fees are measured in gigaways or gways, which is a denomination of Ethereum cryptocurrency in the same way, for the most part, as Satoshis are to Bitcoin. So you can think of a gwei as a Satoshi. It's basically like a fractional Ethereum or nano ether, and it's normally a really insignificant amount of a fee that you pay in gwei, but when the network gets busy, the fees go up. And it's important to understand that the current model is basically an auction for the users. In order to transact on the network, they have to choose how much they are willing to pay, and the miners determine the lowest fee that they'll accept. So you can see how this, with more users and basically with more users and more transactions, more computing power on the network, you can see how that can, if you think about it in the strictest terms, you can see how that can get out of hand. In EIP 1559, this gas limit is controlled by an algorithm, and it's now called gas target. So gas limit's going away, they're replacing it basically with gas target. And even whenever you try to do some research and figure out, okay, so what gas fee should I be paying to transact on the network? Let me do a refresh here. It's actually gone down. even whenever you do the research of what you should pay, sometimes your to get your transaction through the network, you sometimes underpay, and your transaction might get stuck, or it is at risk of getting stuck, so to speak. Basically, no miner is going to pick it up because it is lower than what they're expecting. Or you end up overpaying and you essentially lose money to miners for transacting on the network. And EIP 1559 is aiming to solve that problem by removing that auction method currently in use and making fees far more predictable using an algorithm for determining the cost of network computation base fees due on the network. Now the thing is, these base fees are burned, right? Like I said earlier, meaning that they are sent to an inaccessible address on the network and essentially taken out of circulation. So it causes it to be like a disinflation situation, or deflate. Actually, I guess in that case, that's actually deflation, not disinflation. And as miners, this is kind of alarming, right? Because the transaction fees are where we make our money off of supplying our hash power to the network through proof of work. So what is going to go on with the miners? So you might be wondering, okay, so what are we going to do as miners once this is implemented? Well, you might be thinking all doom and gloom right now. And I know I had a semi-clickbait title and thumbnail and all that stuff. I am not, as a miner, as an Ethereum miner, I'm not that worried. Because there are mechanisms in here that make the likelihood for Ethereum value to increase. There's a lot of economic things going on here that once we talk about it, we're going to talk about it in a minute. Hopefully it'll make sense and kind of give you a little bit of comfort in knowing that this isn't as bad as it sounds up front. Now, okay, there are some examples where it is awful. Okay, let's look at this one block from, where did it go? Oh, wait a minute. Let me find it. I got a link over here. Hang on a second. So there was this one block back in September of 2020 that was 504 ETH. 504 ETH for the block reward. I don't know if this is that one where there was like a mistake. It probably is that one where there was a mistake where somebody paid a huge fee for a small transaction. You know, in those cases can kind of be a little suspicious because, you know, you might be looking at money laundering and some crazy stuff going on, right? So that's a crazy thing. But 504 ETH for a block reward is insane. And that is back when ETH was only 364 bucks. Imagine that. So anyway, yeah. So miners are still going to receive the block rewards, right? So the block rewards are not going away. The risk, though, is if there is voting to decrease the block rewards, right? Now, the block rewards are what, 3.15 or something like that right now? I don't know exactly. They're not that huge, but if the value of ETH goes up a lot, you can see how it can kind of balance out, right? I mean, if the value of ETH goes up, then you should be okay, right? Even if the block reward stays the same or even decreases. You know, there's the transaction fees are on top of that. That's why you see in DeFi and with things going on right now, actually with the value of ETH going up, you know, the gas fees are huge. Again, we're kind of back to that problem that EIP 1559 is supposed to address. Even though for miners, it's not really a problem, right? I mean, more fees is awesome, right? But if you take yourself out of that miner mindset and really think about Ethereum as a project as a whole, and you think rationally and logically, you can see that this probably does make sense to do this. I know miners are going to hate me for saying that, but don't worry, it's okay. We're going to be all right. So because you're still going to get the block rewards, yes, they are a lot less. In addition, though, this is the cool part, because it removes one way of getting extravagant types of transaction fees, and it adds in something else. So it adds in a tip. So the users on the network can actually tip the miners, also known as a bribe, miner bribe. They can tip the miners to improve the priority of their transaction. So it's almost the same as what it is now, and it might not even fix the problem, you know, right? If you think about it, if things get crazy and people are wanting to transact on the network, like during the DeFi boom and all that, then they'll be willing to tip more. So you're probably not going to see a 504 block reward, Ethereum block reward, but you could see some pretty hefty block rewards in those scenarios where they want to transact fast. They want their priority transaction, to get through quickly, especially during trading and all that stuff. So in a DeFi situation, a DeFi boom situation, I think it's going to work out. It's probably going to level out. We might see a little less rewards, but at the same time, when those base fees are being burned, you're decreasing the supply, right? So we all know that whenever you decrease the supply or circulating supply and you have a disinflationary or deflationary currency, it basically turns into that because everything's being burned. All those fees are being burned. With that, some portion of Ethereum is being taken out of circulation, which creates a scarcity. It's not going to be a huge amount, I don't think, just in my gorilla brain. I'm not thinking that it's going to be a huge amount, but over time, it can play into the value of Ethereum actually increasing. If we are going to look at, there's speculation out there for, $5,000 ETH, $10,000 ETH, whatever. It won't get there. I don't see it getting there in this current model because of that problem with fees and the users actually using the network and paying those huge fees. Imagine being a brand new user, just brand new to cryptocurrency, and trying to and understanding, okay, like let's say that you've heard of Bitcoin and you're interested, and then you find out that there's this other thing called Ethereum, and you start looking at, okay, I want to put some money into Ethereum, number 2 cryptocurrency. All right, great. So I'm gonna put, let me put $500 in Ethereum. All right, so you're on your Coinbase app, you put $500 in Ethereum. Not only that, but just to buy it, I think the fees are going to be out of control, right? So that was your first exposure. You see this huge fee attached to this one transaction on this network that's supposed to be breaking, leading edge and all that stuff, right? New technology, and then you decide that you want to send some of your Ethereum to your spouse or whatever, right? Just to get them on board as well. And then you see these transaction fees where it costs $10 to send $10 worth of Ethereum, right? You're going to go, this is nonsense, right? So this will help alleviate that initial onboarding issue, in my opinion. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I think that we're going to be okay, but there's even more to it. Even more to it than that. So the developers are also upset because in order for them to comply and be on the same network as regular Ethereum, right, without a fork and all that stuff, they are going to have to modify all of their applications in order to comply with EIP 1559 if they're going to remain on the current Ethereum network and not fork. That's huge. That's a lot of work. That's a huge amount of work. And I would imagine that all of the wallet providers will have to do it as well. It sounds like a whole lot of work to me. It sounds like a lot. Because imagine going into, let's just say you're in Zelcore, and I don't know, I'm not gonna open it because I think that I have. Hang on a second. Let me do this. Oh, turn on this camera. Pull it up. Okay. All right. Cool. I was thinking that I had my values exposed, but I don't. Okay. So imagine, actually you're going to be able to see a little bit here, but so imagine being in here, because you'll be able to see how much ETH is in this particular wallet. But whenever you go and send, you're going to see the fees, right, associated with sending. Let's say we wanted to send 0.01 Ethereum. Then you can see that right now the fees are $2, right? And that's just normal gas. Or this is the limit, and then you got the price right here, which is 52 Gwei. Now that's $2 now, which sounds like a huge amount, and it is whenever you're only sending $11, right? So you can see how the developers of Zelcore, for example, are going to have to change that structure inside of their app. And that's just a really quick, simple example. There are I don't know how many dApps are out there, distributed applications. There's 100, probably tens of thousands, I would imagine. So each one of them that is based on a fee structure, all of them have to be, then they're going to have to modify their dApps as well. That is a huge amount of work. So the overall benefits of EIP 1559 is the base fees are going to be burned, and from an economic perspective, the value should increase slightly with those burned fees because you're removing circulating supply. That's an economic plus. It should be easier for users to understand the fees also, because they won't be hit with that initial oh my gosh, I'm sending $10 and it's charging me $5 to send it. They're not going to be hit with that. So that's going to be an onboarding situation, a better onboarding situation. Then it also makes these fees being burned makes Ethereum more scarce, and scarcity, like is also that's a good thing for Ethereum or for a cryptocurrency's value. It'll also normalize some transaction fees, which is probably another good thing for the new users, right? We talked about that. There's also going to be, whenever you are transacting heavily, like let's say you're a DeFi user, you're always swapping, doing all the Uniswap and Sushi swaps and all that stuff, then it'll be easier for savvy users to get their transactions through as well. So this is not just a benefit to new users, and it's not just a detriment to miners. There's some pluses here for everybody using the network. So it also, another thing that this does, because this is written into the code for EIP 1559, is it's going to prevent economic abstraction, where you can actually buy other cryptocurrencies and use them for Ethereum fees. This is really super important, guys, because if you think about this from an economic standpoint, right now you can essentially use other cryptocurrencies on the Ethereum network to pay your fees. So this makes it, EIP 1559 makes it to where you have to use Ethereum. You cannot abstract economically anything else to pay those fees. It can only be done in Ethereum. That's a plus. That's a plus for the value of Ethereum, because you can't use another cryptocurrency to pay those fees. I think that's a plus. I think that's good. Let's see what else we got. Now, as I was going through this, my question that kept popping up in my mind here is, okay, I see the reasons behind this EIP. I see it from an economic standpoint, from a network utilization standpoint, new user standpoint, just users in general, right? This is user focused, not necessarily miner focused. But if they are going to go, they being Ethereum, if they are looking to go to Ethereum 2.0 proof of stake, no proof of work in the future anyway, in a relatively short amount of time, within 1 to 2 years from what everybody's saying, right? Then why the rush to change this? Because this is a whole lot of work, to do this. Plus, it's initially a shock to miners. I think it's going to be a shock anyway. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just not sure that there's like a justifiable urgency. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna get over here in the chat. Let me put this up right here. I'm gonna get over here in the chat and let's talk about it a little bit. Let's see what you guys are saying over here. All right, we got some folks in here. Man, y'all are chatting it up over here. What's up, Bitcoin Jake, Techman, Crypto Shape? What is going on, Dev? Love my techie. I think you're logged on with the wrong account, if I remember right. I don't know. CryptoNight, Max Voltage. What is up? Text Peer, Shuby, Swamp 7, Crypto Alex. What is up? Nemesis, what's going on, man? I think I'm getting everybody here. Is that everybody? Raft Bean, what is going on? I don't think it'll hit 24K under this structure. It might under proof of stake. Let's see here. Unknown Crypto, what's up, man? Jacob Mole, Juan Coronado. What is going on? I don't see any like nobody's like really tagging me here. I don't think so. Nobody had like a whole lot of questions here. Let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, my take on it seriously is I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I could be completely wrong, and you know, look, we've all been wrong before. I think that we'll probably see. I mean, look, let's just look at this. All right. So if we look at the Ethereum mining profits for an 8 GPU RX 580 rig right now. Okay, let me do a calculate just to make sure I got the latest numbers up here. And I think that my rigs are getting a little bit less than this because I've got them tuned down just a tad. But, okay, so we're at on an old, this rig is 3 years old. The GPUs are 3 years old. On old equipment with an average of 10.3 cents per kilowatt hour, basically the average for the country here. Then you guys are tagging me and totally distracting me now. Appreciate that. So even after electric, it's still more than $12 a day in profit. Okay. Now, normally, okay, in a realistic world, normally this column right here on what to mine just slightly decreases with each particular project, right? Look at this percentage of the next profitable coin. This is a huge difference between $12 and $3 or $4 a day, right? So what is that? Is that 300% more? If my math is right, 300% between two projects that are right next to each other on what to mine. My point being is that what we're probably going to see is a little bit less than 300%. Okay, so once this all goes through, you know, we'll probably see some decreased mining rewards for sure. But I think in the long run, and I can't believe I'm saying that, in the long run. And the reason I say that I can't believe I'm saying it, because like I said a few minutes ago, they being Ethereum is going to proof of stake. So how long is this actually going to be implemented? 9 months? 10 months? Maybe a year and a half at the most? I mean, maybe it'll be worth it. I don't know. It might help. Another aspect here, if those mining rewards start going down, what is going to happen to GPU prices? What's going to happen to hardware prices in general? Right now, I mean, I looked at a ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard that was $150. Might have been more than that. And just 9 months ago, you could get that board for $35. That's insane, right? So if the mining craze kind of tapers off with this EIP, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I don't know. I think it might be a good thing because we might be able to get some GPUs. Yes, the profits are going to be down. You know, guys, I mean, this is a cycle, right? Everything works in cycles. You're not going to just fire up a rig and make $1 million, right? It's not going to work like that. Everything works in cycles. So this is a cycle of increased mining rewards. Eventually, they're going to go down. They're going to go down significantly. And as they go down significantly, miners, especially hobby miners, are going to hop off the network, and then it's going to decrease the difficulty. It's going to decrease the network hash rate, and you know, basically make the mining rewards go back up, right? Because there's less miners on the network. You guys know how all that stuff works. So I don't know. There's a lot of people that are totally upset about this. I look at it from a very rational and realistic perspective. So, I mean, I know that Ethereum isn't here for us. As far as miners, they don't care about us. There's not very many projects that really do. You know, they have their own goals, their own roadmap for their project. Ethereum has always said that they were going proof of stake. So there's no real reason to get upset at Ethereum for doing stuff like this because that's always been a part of their roadmap. So if you come to terms with that, then you can easily consume and absorb this type of thing whenever they make these types of changes. It's not as bad as it sounds, you know. It's just that right now we're in this euphoric state with the mining rewards, and that doesn't last. So be prepared. Prepare properly. That's true, Crypto Alex. It tells you that they don't think 2.0 will be on time. That's true. There's a very high probability. Yeah, I'm super. Yeah, thanks, Inebrio. Yeah, I'm super rational and realistic. You know me, man. You know me. All right, so there are 42 people in here. Are there anybody got any questions? Anybody want to look at anything else? I don't want to make the stream too long. We're going on about almost 30 minutes now. I don't want to really go longer than that. I got to keep my stream times down a little bit. Because, you know, you start looking around for stuff to watch, and, you know, you see a video that's 30 minutes long or an hour long about something like EIP 1559, you're like, I'm not going to watch that. So I'm trying to, you know, fit into that category, even though, I mean, I'm already 20 minutes over the real time that you're supposed to do a video. So usually about 10 minutes for the most, you know, watch time kind of thing, the most views and all that. About 10 minutes. If you go longer than that, then that's not going to be good. Usually, I mean, 15 minutes is okay too, I guess. But you know how it goes. I don't know how many likes we got. I can't see that. I don't see that on my things here. Make sure you smash that like button. And subscribe if you're not already. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. That would be cool. I think I'm kind of close, within a couple hundred, I think. So that would be cool to do. Maybe we'll do some type of a giveaway. I know Dan the Dane, he's going to donate some Raven. So that'll be cool. I'm not going to throw the number out there because I'd have to verify with him. But let's just say it's several thousand. And you know, I'll do something as well. Maybe I'll give away a bad GPU or something at 3,000. Maybe I'll give away that P10690 that's bad. I cannot get that thing to work. Yeah, I think I probably should do a video on. There's a lot of folks have done this type of video, like where they, yeah, Savage Mind for president. I get it. Where they've done videos on, you know, like what are we going to do? What are miners going to do once Ethereum goes to proof of stake? There's a lot of theories out there about what's going to happen. I've asked around what they think, what people think will be the next, you know, miner darling coin, right? Proof of work coin to mine. My opinion, it's probably going to be either Ethereum Classic or Raven coin, one of those two. Could be. There's a few other ones that it could be, but those two really stick out to me. I think Ethereum Classic needs to do some. They've got some issues that they need to work through, and so does Raven. Actually, they all do. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You guys know. You guys know that I don't know. Put it that way. Now y'all are all tagging me and getting me all confused. Juan Coronado, it is ETH 2.0 proof of stake, the full proof of stake, because right now it's kind of hybrid. Right now you've got, you know, the beacon chain, which is ETH 2.0. That's like it's not even 1.5. It's just the beginning part of ETH 2.0, and that is currently running. And then you also have the proof of work chain as well. So right now it's kind of hybrid. But they're supposed to go to fully proof of stake in around 1 to 2 years. But you know, Ethereum's been like way behind on their roadmap. Although this initial beacon chain was kind of a surprise. It kind of came out of nowhere, and it caught everybody by you know, a little bit off guard. because it's like, oh my gosh, ETH 2.0 is coming, and then you read into it and it's like, oh, okay, we're still like a year and a half, 2 years away. So there's not, I mean, I don't know it. If I was to just take a real solid guess based on their history of meeting their roadmap and stuff, I would say two years is probably the median, you know, probably the average of what's going to happen. And that was 2 years starting at the beacon chain. So, you know, we're looking at what, a year and 9 months or whatever now. So I would say you've got a year and 9 months, you know, left of solid Ethereum proof of stake mining, which maybe that's why they're going with EIP 1559. No telling. It's probably a factor for sure. So, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of rational about it. I think that we're going to be okay. I think that, you know, it'll all work out in the end because, as I said, as the profits go down, miners are going to come off, hash rate's going to go down, difficulty is going to go down, more profits will be for the existing people that stay on the network, profits will go up. It's just right now, like I said, right now it is just euphoric with the mining rewards. So you got to keep that in mind. ETC is still not trading on like anywhere. Exactly, Swamp 7. Exactly, I agree with you. But again, they did launch that beacon chain a little bit prior to when it was anticipated. So you never know, man. Maybe they'll pull something out, you know. All right, I don't think I have anything else for you guys. I think that's it. Yeah, we're past the 30-minute mark. I'm going to get out of here. I don't know if anybody else is going live after me. Now you got me reading all y'all's comments and stuff. Yeah, so if you thought that this was valuable, entertaining, educational, whatever, if you got something out of it, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, all that cool stuff. You guys are awesome for hanging out and talking some crypto with me. Markets are looking good. I dig it. I like it. I like what's happening right now. Everybody's all happy and everything. Everybody was mad over the weekend and now we're back to being happy. Look at that. All right, guys, I will see you. Oh, poker. Yeah, we need to do another poker tournament, I think. We definitely need to do that. I know that aeonpool.tech has one. Yashnik and those guys, I think they're planning another one for April or something. And my camera's like, oh, scoot over here a little bit. Yeah, I think they're doing one in April. I haven't played in a while. I probably need to fire up PokerStars and get you guys to come over there and play some. I mean, I can fire it up. I can probably play a few hands tonight. I'll fire up PokerStars and create a fun table, and right after the stream is over. So maybe I'll see you guys over there. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just rambling. If you liked it, oh, thanks, Juan. Thanks so much, man. That's awesome. Thanks for the super chat there, sir. You are much welcome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Max. I'm going to play some poker after this stream. And yes, I need to practice Inebrio. Inebrio's, he knows me from way back. Way back. Back whenever I used to play poker a lot. Alright, guys. I will see you guys later. Stay savage, everybody.